Hey everybody, just thought I'd jump on and talk a little bit about the motivations of my channel and why I decided to start doing this. So early in my career, I was a young financial advisor, stockbroker, consultant, and being a young person, I didn't have all the perspective that I have now. However, that job, along with some other previous experience, was really instrumental in helping me decide and learn about how many different types of occupations or ways I would even just describe how to spend your time are in the world. As a requirement of that job was that you had to learn the financial situation of every client, so I got to ask a lot of personal information that other people would probably be not as likely to ask in a regular social setting. And during that time, I had the opportunity to learn a lot about what motivated people, what they did for a job, how they earned their money. So at this time, I work as a technology manager. I manage teams of people. We build data platforms for large corporations, and it's nothing like that job. I don't have the same types of conversations with people. I do enjoy what I'm doing more now, but I do miss the ability to learn from other people doing different types of work, broad spectrums of different types of occupations, about what they do. I feel like I got that as a young person, and it helped guide me. So I would like to continue to do that through this channel. So that being said, if we just talk about a story, this is not a person I remember by name. I remember the conversation, but an older gentleman came into the office when I was a financial advisor and wanted to talk to me about setting up a retirement fund for his business, I believe. And I got a chance to talk with him. This was pretty influential meeting for me as a young person. And talking to him, I found out he described himself as a dirt mover. That really meant was that he had a business that prepared work sites for construction. So he was very humble, but he did start out as a young person with just a single bulldozer, him and his wife, and so they were able to build that company to what it was at that time. But what I learned from this gentleman when I was talking to him was he had a lot of occupational satisfaction that maybe I didn't have at the time. So that satisfaction was coming from some areas that maybe I didn't consider before I took the job that I was doing. So we'll just run through those quickly, and then we'll move on to what the goals of the channel are, to try and work towards these things or help people think about these things when they're considering their future occupation. So the first one to think about is, does the occupation I chose or that I choose align with what gives me intrinsic satisfaction? This means that the satisfaction should be provided by the tasks or the activities of the job and not the external reward. So the external reward for a job is usually considered the compensation, the pay, the benefits, those things. But a job that has intrinsic satisfaction would be that you're doing this job because you like doing what the job entails. So if that's true, that's a good match. That's something that should definitely go to the top of the list for consideration, or if you already have it, great. The second one is there meaning in the work for you? Do you care about who benefits from the work? If you couldn't do this work, would you be frustrated? So if you're doing the work and you're highly compensated, and it's a quote unquote good job, but the people that it's benefiting are really not of consequence to you, or what a lot of people experience is the people you're doing the work for, they don't have the same commitment to you that you do to the job, or maybe it's just not that important to them. They have lots of other interests. So that's going to affect whether you feel like this job has meaning for you. And the last one is, does the job provide something of true value to the customer or the client? And this can be expressed in lots of different ways. But what you create through your work, what does it provide for someone that they would say, I understand that I'm getting what from the work that this person's doing for me, meaning what am I doing for that person? So it could be lots of things. It could be income. The work you do provides income for someone else, maybe spirituality, education, or health. These are all things that your work could provide for someone else. But the ability to clearly say, yes, the work that I do provides X for someone else, is something that you will think through as you spend more time in that occupation. So those are some of the things that, as we move forward with this channel, we're going to seek out to, most likely through interview or other research, try and answer some of these questions for different occupations. Specifically, we're going to present career options that you may not have considered. So these would be jobs, occupations, vocations that are not necessarily what your high school, college counselors are going to guide you toward. Maybe it is. Maybe you have exposure through other people, but we're going to look at a broad range of different types of occupations and what makes those unique and what you could learn about whether that might be a good fit for you. We're going to actually seek the perspective of the people doing the work. So a lot of times people rely on the internet or the U.S. Census Bureau, the Department of Labor, all these organizations that say, here's job X, it does A, B, C. If you are this person, traits 1, 2, 3, you should match with this. Well, my experience is that every occupation has unique aspects to it that could be different for each person. So we're gonna get actual perspectives from real people on these things, and then also we're gonna let the community decide how we are going to proceed into the next jobs or occupations to explore. So I think I have a decent list of interesting options that people might want to explore, but that is not really how I want to proceed. I want to proceed with asking the community and the group what do they want to go explore, and then we will go explore that together and we'll learn together. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll talk again soon.